I don't write full time. I have a day job as a product manager. I sit in meetings all day and sometimes have to work through nights. Yet I managed to write 200 articles in 200 days. Let me tell you how I did this. So, why did I write 200 articles? Well, my bridesmaid Evelyn ended her long distance relationships, and I wanted to share my experience with her. I didn't feel ready, but I knew Evelyn would benefit from hearing my story. I had something to say and someone to read my work. So I took the leap to publish my first article on how to make long distance relationships work. Sometimes the world needs to hear my voice before I'm ready. I used to read a book a week and pamper my day with podcasts and blogs. In fact, I have collected so much stuff that my first 80 essays are purely from my notes. I waited 4 years to see if this body of knowledge will magically turn into wisdom. Nothing happened. And this begs the question, how did I make time to publish 200 articles in 200 days? Well, it typically starts after dinner. Dinner might have been chicken legs and jasmine rice. As I took the final sip of my oolong tea, sitting in the family room with the last bit of light coming in, I asked my fiance, Chris, what should I write about tonight? I like to bounce ideas off of Chris, and he always responds with the same question: what's on your mind? Talking my ideas out loud helps clarify my focus. I said 200 days, which is the one you're listening now, team management, and model breakers, which is my book, which is launching next month. My intuition declared. And after Chris walked away to clean dishes, I opened my laptop to check out my recent drafts on Substack and shared that there were at least 30 working drafts at all time. My intuition chimed in as I went through them. That intuition would get my energy for the next 2 to 3 hours. So some people may tell me, but I just don't have enough time. Well, maybe you do. Maybe you haven't realized that the time you spend living is content creation in progress. The key to turning your experience into words is prioritization. The reality is that you are prioritizing consciously or subconsciously all the time. Working on your day job, investing in your passion project, and spending time with your loved ones are all one life. Remember, remember that you're not paid to work from 9 to 5. You're paid to deliver impact. It is more productive to work on things that bring the most joy to each moment. Meetings end early? Get some words. Don't stress about finishing the whole piece on the go. Start by sending these small deliverables to your future self. There is no such thing as work-life balance. Working, resting, and writing are all the same thing. They're all your life. So now you know, the way I live is the way I write. If Living OS is a product of my daily writing, then the newsletter is my manifestation of life. Contrary to professional writers, I spend most of my time outside of my writing desk. Exploring new experiences, coaching a team, tackling organizational challenges are all part of my writing process. My ideas come from wanting to get better. Therefore, my writing ranges from writing the first 50,000 words for my book to finding myself self-taught. And now you may ask, so how to define what to write about next? Part of my content creation is done through conversations with friends. I spend 20% of my time testing ideas for new topics. Before writing this letter, I asked my Living OS on deck and newsletter community to share what they are most interested in. I also interviewed my earliest readers, Johan, Elaine, to get their perspectives. These surveys, just think of them as MVP, the minimum viable product for writing. Before I write out the actual essay, I would ask friends to vote for titles they're most interested in. This is a great way to optimize your SEO. And this way, I can invest my energy in building out the MVP that will get the most return guaranteed. And now may say, well, how do I maintain 30 plus drafts at all times? The best way to create content is actually through intentional living. I'm sure you have heard what I had just said. And I've trained my mind to see the world through the lens of how can I make a story out of this? I use the following standard operating procedure to capture new thoughts. Every night, I write down 2 to 3 sentences to capture the most memorable moment of the day. Every week, I curate the best stories and turn them into a draft in my content hub and link them to related topics in my topic forest. This content hub serves as a playground when new posts and new ideas emerge. Also, I stop before I'm finished so that I can keep my interest and momentum going. This early stopping process also made me spin off 5 drafts on average for every article I write. As the great American writer Hemingway used to say, the best way is always to stop when you're going good and when you know what will happen next. If you do that every day when you are writing a novel, you will never be stuck. And now I want to tell you how I turn drafts into daily production. Sometimes I finish the writing in one long sitting. Sometimes I switch drafts if I don't find the current one sparking joy any longer. While every day looks different, I follow the standard procedure with steps, the first 7 steps for writing and the latter 2 for editing. Here we go. First, I flash out the notes from the most recent drafts until I get stuck. And second, I make some oolong tea, clarify my thoughts by talking out loud, and transcribe them with this awesome app called Author.ai. With that new energy, I will go back and edit the transcription into a story until I get stuck again. Then, onto the 4th step, I will find a new environment, alternate between my desk, my couch, back and forth many, many times. And then I will sprint in this new environment until I get stuck again. The 7th step is keep writing, alternate between oolong tea, Author.ai, finding new environment, and poking around my second brain until there's a rough draft. And then I will share the rough draft with Chris and prepare my shift towards my editing brain. It's different than writing brain, trust me. And the final step, I will read the piece out loud, optimize the hook, and review everything with Grammarly one last time. Once the essay is out of me, I shut the laptop and storm out. Okay, and now we talk about the writing principles. It's really important to write in your authentic voice. My writing went from general advice to specific life musings. Instead of branching to more topics, I began to share my fears, my dreams, and my hesitations. People came for the content and stayed for the character. So aim to share your intimate and unfiltered thoughts. You will intrigue your readers this way. Also, I want to let you know that I have always optimized for long-term value instead of market value. There's only one guiding question, which is, will I find value in reading this piece of content 5 years from now? So for example, I would rather walk you through how I let my early hire go, which is extremely difficult, than help you nail a product management interview, which is ephemeral. And while writing about product management gave me thousands of subscribers, I realized that these catchy subjects dishonored my true self and passion. On day 99, I made a conscious choice to prioritize founder market fit over product market fit. Instead of writing about career hacks, I decided to focus on helping you create your own game of life. By ruthlessly delivering long-term value, I have built a community where people from all around the world would come to learn and grow together. Writing is a muscle, a marathon, and a legacy. I want to bring inspiration and empower people to start something impactful in their lives. As I read this letter to you, I'm also reading to my current and future family. I want my future kids and grandchildren to listen to this and know everything about me. That's my legacy. That's living life. So here we are, the conclusion of my 200th essay published. I am building the Living OS community. I'm intentional with my time, and after 210 cups of oolong tea, countless edits, and brainstorming with my fiance, I'm living to create content. I'm Charlene, and I'm changing the world one letter at a time.